It's 7 o'clock, we'll call the village board meeting to order. If everyone would rise to say the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The clerk would please call the roll.
Marevka? Here. Jones?
Here.
March?
Here.
Parker?
Here.
Ham?
Here.
Bowden?
Here.
All right, approval or corrections to the minutes of the April 22nd, 2019 regular village board meeting. Are there any additions or corrections to those minutes? If not, a motion to accept as, yes, sir.
Just one small typo on the second page, the last paragraph. It's a truck stop, not a tuck stop.
On which page, I'm sorry?
Page 2, the last paragraph, about 7 or 8 lines up from the bottom. It's just a truck. The truck is.
Okay. I will fix it.
All right, with that correction, is there a motion to accept the minutes?
So moved.
Second. Motion by trustee March, seconded by trustee Jones.
March?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
Marevka?
Yes.
Bowden?
Yes.
Ham?
Yes.
And Parker?
Yes.
Accounts payable and payroll pay period ending 4/2019 in the amount of $51,467.12. Pay period ending 5/4/19 in the amount of $48,879.58. Accounts payable general fund $75,613.73. Motor fuel tax fund $10,844.72, giving a total of all funds $86,458.45. Are there any questions on any of the bills?
What do we pay the Rock Creek Drainage District for?
That's part of, we're in that district. Yeah, we're just part of that drainage district. Rock Creek's that way.
So aren't they, so they're their own taxing body,
Correct, they are.
But we just contribute to it?
We are, Jim, do you want to?
Even though we are not taxed, we are assessed.
Okay.
And
That's the word I was looking for.
and because we're in the drainage
Right.
district, you gotta bill to pay. Don't ask me if it's correct. I don't have any. I don't know what they charge you or why, but
Walnut Creek as well.
Black Walnut Creek also.
that would be for Don or Amy to
Yeah.
check to make sure it's correct.
Any other questions? If not, a motion to pay the bills and the payroll. Motion by trustee Marevka, seconded by trustee Ham.
Yeah.
Marevka?
Yes.
Ham?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Bowden?
Yes.
March?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
Public comment and/or questions. Move on to reports of committees, administrative report.
Well, you have my paper report in there, and meetings and organizations were pretty heavy this month. I attended a few transportation meetings. I was invited by Miss Judy Ogala. She is the representative for our district for Will County. And she invited me to attend a Township Road Commissioners meeting. She just wanted me to get acclimated to what's going to be going on with some of the township committees, or township commissioners on road projects, and more succinctly, east-west truck traffic. And Will County's just kind of gathering information about what townships are looking for and needing, and she wanted me to get introduced to them and also to Will County DOT. So she invited me to that meeting. I thought it was very nice of her. We did have an individual meeting with Will County Department of Transportation about our own individual needs with our truck stop. And we had a productive meeting. Chief Moore attended that, as well as our Bob, our Public Works Director. So that was really productive. We talked not only about that, but a couple other issues we had in town. So they were receptive and helpful. I did attend the Park District Board meeting just to introduce myself, and they were very appreciative and It was interesting because Aqua was making a presentation to them that night. So I was about to walk out the door and they're like, wait, you can stay and listen to what we're talking about here. So that was informative and I learned a little bit there. So we've had some committee meetings ongoing with AOC, but working with the building committee, I'd like to pull them together if Chairman Ham would be okay with that, just to talk about our fees for what we charge for building permits. So we'll probably put that together and report on that later. Economic development, we're working on pulling together a site and building list and then getting that put into what's called location 1. And we have our account credentials, and then we'll post that and then hopefully interface on our own website so people can have access to sites and buildings that are available in the community. So it was interesting. I did meet with First Community Bank just as a meet and greet. I'm trying to meet with businesses in the community, and they were like, "Oh, that would be great if we could, have a site and buildings that were accessible." And so they pointed that out before I even let them know that was in the works. So that's just some things that are that's going on. We're progressing with our public works building and still working on obtaining a building permit for that.
Good. Any questions? Chief's report. Nada. Engineer's report.
The Safe Routes to School grant that we applied for back in the fall, unfortunately the village did not get the grant for the Wilmington Road sidewalk. I found out that 168 applied for infrastructure grants and 28 were selected. 0 were selected in Will County, only 3 in Cook County. For some reason, they really distributed money in Southern Illinois this round, so I don't think it's anything the village, nothing against the application. I think it was the way they were distributing the funds this round for the grant. And then as far as Route 50 Corning, much of the road base went in today for the widening, and I heard they plan on doing curb and sidewalk next week, starting to do concrete work.
Hopefully the weather is going to cooperate
Yeah,
a little bit better.
They've been struggling with that,
Yeah.
with all the wet areas, and when you got the road opened up like that. So
Right.
that's all I have.
All right. Any questions for Troy?
Steve, we
Yes,
did
sir.
have a couple of AOC meetings over the last month, and I guess really the board just needs to be aware that we did send out a request for proposals from various financial firms to give us some idea of what they could do for us to invest some of the aqua money that we have. So that will be coming. The AOC meeting committee is going to meet again when we get some of those proposals together. I think we've got a date set up later this month, right? And then we'll bring that to the board once we've done that. Also, the Public Works Committee met last week as well. We talked about the Public Works building, keep pushing that. We talked about sidewalks. I don't know, does that have to be on the agenda, or did we already kind of approve last year's pricing so that it'll just go through,
Right.
right? Okay.
Right.
So, the sidewalk locations were discussed, and there's some emergency road repairs that need to be done on East Corning, east of Rock Creek. The township, the road that we assumed from the township when we thought there was going to be a subdivision there about 10 years ago. And so it's in pretty rough shape. When you guys drive over there, you can see it. And so we directed Amy and Bob to maybe have a meeting with the township and maybe discuss if we fix the road, maybe they can take the road back.
I think it's a good idea.
So, anything else from Public Works? I think that was about it, right?
That was, street sweeper.
Oh, yeah, we did, Bob present us with a couple proposals for leasing of a street sweeper, lease purchase, I guess it is. So I guess we'll be looking at that possibly another upcoming meeting.
Okay. How old is the street sweeper now?
2001, I thought he said, or 2000. So 19 years, 18
Yeah,
years.
18, yeah, I don't know what the average life is for a street sweeper, but that seems like it's pretty good.
Yeah, and they said they'd get 30 grand for trade-in
Trade-in.
for it, so.
All right, well, we'll take a look at it when it comes to the board.
Right.
All right, perfect.
I just have a quick correction that trustee Bowden is the chairman of the building, could be,
Ah.
not trustee Ham, just for the record.
We're open to discussion.
Oh, no. No getting out of it. One of the things I know the building committee talked about a little bit last year too, was kind of something about outbuildings and
Yeah.
something that you wanted to kind of look at, so,
Revisit that. probably.
yeah, I think that'd be a good thing too.
Okay.
That's it.
All right, good. No old business, we'll move on to new business. Item A, special events, Peotone American Legion, auxiliary request permission for poppy sales at various locations in the village on May 25th, 2019. This is their annual event, selling the poppy sales for a veterans fundraiser. There's a list of locations: the post office, First Midwest Bank, First Community Bank, BP gas station, Circle K gas station, Casey's, the car wash, and Dollar General.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion by trustee March, seconded by trustee Marevka.
March.
Yes.
Marevka.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Ham.
Yes.
Bowden.
Yes.
Number 2, Vicky Moore, Game on Bar and Grill, request permission for the June 2nd, 2019 summer kickoff luau event. Requests the extension of the fenced-in beer garden. Hello, Vicky.
Hi. So basically, we're trying something new this year. Our summer concert series outside. So for 3 hours every Sunday, we'll have an acoustic musician outside the beer garden, and it's kind of our kickoff event, grand opening party, what have you. And it's just a request to extend the beer garden. No road closures, no anything like that. Just extend it out to the end of the parking lot, which we've done in the past. But I'm here for you to tell me yes or no.
And what were the times for that, Vicky, from 11 to 7?
No, I apologize, it's not on here. I
11
don't know if I did put it on
11
there,
to-
but he starts playing at 2 o'clock. So he plays for 3 hours, he'll be done by 5. I'm thinking we can have it broken down and put away by 6:30.
Okay, I think it does say 11 to 7.
11 to 7.
Yeah, on here. So which
Is that really 11 a.m.
time of the event?
On your application, not on the agenda.
Yeah, it's on the agenda.
Oh,
It's on the
okay.
application. Sorry,
Okay.
I didn't see it when I first
I
asked
probably
the
put 11 to 7 because
You did.
I wasn't sure of the exact
And I think
time,
that's,
so-
but in that time
In
frame.
that time frame, yes.
I talked with Chief about this and no problem on his end.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by trustee March, seconded by trustee Marevka.
March.
Yes.
Marevka. Yes. Jones.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Ham.
Yes.
Bowden.
Yes.
And then number 3, Vicky Moore, Game on Bar and Grill, requests permission to enclose the seating area and outdoor grill for the June 15th, 2019 Chamber of Commerce block party. And Vicky and I had a little conversation, before the meeting, and I just had expressed to her, and I think I've had this conversation with at least one of the trustees prior to, and the first year of the block party, we kind of did this, and Game On and I think Susie's and the bowling alley all had some things outside. Last year, nobody did. I personally think since the chamber has already received their 2-day liquor license for their beer tent and their entertainment tent, I would prefer myself just to see it stay there and not do anything else, out front of the other businesses. I mean, of course, we got the beer garden, the approved beer garden at the back of Game On, that would be opened and available, but
Could there be just food in the front? No alcoholic beverages out front? Like just seating for food?
I think was the request just for food, or it was also for,
It was gonna be a combo, so we're gonna make it significantly smaller than the previous year. Half of it was gonna be the grill, where people can walk up and buy food, and then the other half is seating area for them.
But I mean, would there be alcohol out on the street then too, or
No,
just
not on the
food?
street, just in the seating area was what we were initially requesting.
For food?
no, but also.
Also.
Food and alcohol in the enclosed.
And I just think that it would be,
It would be too hard
Yeah,
to police
yeah.
just food. Like, I can't
Yeah.
say, sorry, you can't
right,
sit here.
no.
I wouldn't even try to
Yeah.
police that.
I
It's
mean,
kind of
you
an
doing that on a
open
regular
area.
basis with these decks they've built out on the street?
That's possible, but like I said, I'm looking at this block party event, that particular weekend, and it's just, I mean, that's something we could talk about down the road if somebody wanted to, as we look at redoing the downtown, but I'm just specifically talking about this event.
Does the chamber have an objection to this? Because it kind of competes with the chamber's beer tent, right?
They've discussed it.
Well, yeah, we did discuss it, and my thought was, I provide food, drink, and entertainment, and you're providing it right outside my front door. So this was the
Yeah.
happy medium we came to, and they asked that I give them $100 to be a food vendor, $100 to be a liquor vendor, and then match their prices on alcohol, and make it smaller.
And my other point, trustee Bowden, is if we approve Game On, then we're gonna have Susie's in here, we're gonna have the bowling alley. I mean, it's,
Hard to control.
yeah, I just,
Well, could you have just them selling food outside? I mean, if you wanted a beer, you'd go inside, if you could
That'd be
still
too
sit
hard.
outside.
That's
and I
what
think
we were
that's what we just talked
talking,
about,
yeah.
and, Vicky said that she would not wanna try to police that.
Well, no, I mean, if you could just buy the food outside, if she could sell food, but to have alcohol, you'd have to go inside to get a drink. I mean, you could still come out and sit outside. Because were you talking about selling liquor outside too? Like, yeah,
No,
beer?
serving it.
Sir, well, so it would be an outside seating area, so even if they came in and, no matter where they got the food, whether it be at the grill or inside, if they could sit outside and drink it in the enclosed
Right.
beer garden, but we're thinking that's no. And to put just a grill outside, I mean, I can do that for walk-up, but that I don't need special approval from the village. That's part of the,
I understand
go
what you're
over
saying.
your head,
Right.
but that would be something
No,
I would take up.
I'm
with the chamber.
strictly looking at it, from
We're
the
focused
liquor,
on the
the
liquor,
liquor
that's
standpoint.
what I'm here
yes.
for, is that.
But she's already paying the commerce to do it.
No,
also.
she's not.
Oh,
No, I mean, they asked her to
Oh,
if we
okay.
approved it.
If
If
we
I got
approve.
approval, I would have to pay them $100 to be a food vendor
And
and
then
$100
match
to be
their
an alcohol
alcohol
vendor. Or have a seating area for people to enjoy the alcohol that you bought at my bar.
But the back part will still be open.
Yes, the back part will still be open, so.
I'm in disagreement. I think it's a fantastic idea. I was there the first time and sat in the garden and ate, had a beer. Chief was there and there were no issues. And the people who were there seemed to really enjoy it. And it added, I thought, a lot to the venue for people that want to listen to the music and eat further away.
Right, and right up.
It enhanced Vicky's business. She's got it worked out with the chamber. I would like to see it go to a vote, a board vote.
Are you willing to pay what the chamber asked for?
Yes.
Are you willing to be the liquor commissioner and approve it?
If need be.
All right. Because I, as the liquor commissioner, am not going to approve it. So you guys can go ahead and vote. Go right ahead, but like I said, somebody else will have to approve it.
How does that work? I don't know.
Whoever's the village
It doesn't
president is the
work.
liquor commissioner.
If Susie's and the bowling alley were a concern, wouldn't they have to be here today to request approval?
No, there's
for it?
another board meeting.
Oh, there is another.
Yeah, there's another board meeting.
I would put a restriction that you gotta have served food. If you've got a kitchen and serve food, it's a combination, basically an outdoor cafe.
You're more than welcome to make a motion.
I make a motion to approve it.
I'll second the motion.
Motion by trustee Jones, seconded by trustee Ham.
Jones?
Yes.
Ham?
Yes.
Parker?
No.
Bowden?
No, because I'm very confused.
Marevka?
Yes.
And March?
Yes.
So it is 4 yes, 2 no's. Motion carries. We'll still have to figure out the whole liquor commissioner line of it.
That's fine.
Thank you, Vicki.
May I say something?
Yeah, you
I am
may.
also confused. You were saying put on a restriction that it was only food? Was that your motion?
No,
No,
he
No, that you have to be able to serve food.
He approved,
And-
he approved, his motion was to approve the special event application.
The whole thing, liquor
Which
and food.
included the liquor and the seating.
A suggestion I had was to restrict it so you don't have everybody doing it.
But
It's a,
anybody else,
You already provide
can
food.
come to this board at the next meeting and file a special event permit application, and then you're going to be dealing with that person at that time. Item B, amplifier permit application. L. Jocelyn, 825 Berganza, graduation party on July 21st, 2019, from 3 to 7 p.m. This is for a band at a graduation party. The amplifier permit application is for a band to play from 3 to 7 p.m.
Is the 21st a Saturday or a Friday?
That would be
This Sunday.
Sunday.
Sunday?
Thank you.
Thank you.
And this is at a residence, of course.
Have there been many requests for these
We've had a
in the
few.
past?
We've had a few in the past, yeah.
Usually it's the time we watch.
And the 3
Yeah.
to 7, I don't have a problem with. If we get into the evening hours, that's when we
Yep.
would ask them to kind of roll it back. But
Some
I
people-
don't think there's any
11.
issue with the
It's
3
a
to
dead
7.
end street.
Right.
They're the last house on that there, and if they get too loud, we just tell them not get loud.
I'll make the motion. Second.
Motion by trustee Ham, seconded by trustee March.
Ham?
Yes.
March?
Yes.
Jones?
yes.
Marevka?
Yes.
Bowden?
Yes.
And Parker?
Yes.
Item C, raffle license application. Sue Wackerlin, Adopt a Soldier fundraiser, May 26, 2019, at the Will County Fairgrounds. I believe this is for the Ruck March?
No.
No, it's not.
This
Okay.
is, everybody's coming in with the raffle licenses now that they're gonna do.
Gotcha. Oh, this
at
is for the fair, yes,
At the
okay,
fairgrounds.
gotcha, all right.
And I think this is, no, wait, wrong date. So this would be with the.
Ruck
Ruck.
March.
Let's look up the Ruck March.
Yeah,
Was
she's
last
ending at the
meeting.
fairgrounds.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's what that's
Oh,
for.
okay.
May the 26th, yes, May the 26th.
Yeah, the Sunday
Yeah.
before.
Yes, so this is for the Ruck March. And they will be doing a raffle. I would assume a split the pot probably, or something like that. Is there a motion?
I motion. Yes.
Second?
Second.
Motion by trustee Marevka, seconded by trustee Jones.
Marevka?
Yes.
Jones?
Yep.
March?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Ham?
Yes.
Bowden?
Yes.
Okay, item D, resolution, a resolution declaring the results of election and abstract of votes in regard to the April 2nd, 2019 election. Be it resolved by the village president and board of trustees of the village of Peotone, Will County, Illinois as follows. On the second day of April 2019, an election was held in and for the village of Peotone for the purpose of electing 3 village trustees to serve a 4-year term and 2 village trustees to serve a 2-year unexpired term. Section 2, that the Will County Clerk, Will County, Illinois, has canvassed the results of the election and certified the abstract of votes. That the election has been regularly called and is held as provided by law, and the returns of the election have been filed with the village clerk of the village of Peotone, Will County, Illinois, and are now before the president and board of trustees. That the president and village board finds from the abstract of votes of the returns of the election that 279 ballots were requested and received in the precincts as set forth on Exhibit A. That the President and Board of Trustees find that the following named persons received the number of votes set opposite their names for the following offices, and that shall be the abstract of votes for such election as required by law. For Village Trustee, 4-year term, Patrick J. Bowden, 189. Michael R. Jones, 150. Peter J. March, 201. For Village Trustee, 2-year term, Shelley Marefka, 222. D. Wayne Parker, 185. That it is hereby determined and declared that Patrick J. Bowden has been elected as Village Trustee of the Village of Peotone for a term of 4 years. Michael R. Jones has been elected as a Village Trustee of the Village of Peotone for a term of 4 years. Peter J. March has been elected as Village Trustee of the Village of Peotone for a term of 4 years. Shelley Marefka has been elected as a Village Trustee of the Village of Peotone for a term of 2 years. D. Wayne Parker has been elected as a Village Trustee of the Village of Peotone for a term of 2 years. This resolution shall be in full force and effect from and after its adoption and approval as provided by law. This is resolution number 19-R02. Motion to accept.
I'll make the motion.
Second?
I'll second it.
Motion by trustee Ham, seconded by trustee Marefka.
Ham.
Yes.
Marevka?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
March?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Bowden?
Yes.
Number 8, a motion to adjourn, sign die.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion by trustee March, seconded by trustee Jones.
March?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
Marevka?
Yes.
Bowden?
Yes.
Ham?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
All right. Number 9, oath of office of newly elected officials. Get all the new people up here.
It'd be easier to read along. Wherever anybody wants to be, I don't think. We're all gonna do it as a group.
Okay, good.
If everybody would raise their right hands for me and please repeat after me. I state your name. Having been elected to the office of village trustee
Having been elected to the office of village trustee
for the village of Peotone,
for the village of Peotone,
county of Will,
county of Will,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the state of Illinois,
the Constitution of the state of Illinois,
the Illinois compiled statutes,
the Illinois compiled statutes,
and the laws and ethics pertaining to municipalities,
and the laws and ethics pertaining to municipalities,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of village trustee
of the office of village trustee
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Easy peasy. Congratulations.
Good thing I had this paper.
Well, that's why I gave it to him.
I would have been like, oh, what'd she just say?
I know. Gets nervous.
No, it's all big words.
Okay.
All right.
You might want to say that before we do that.
All right, so we will call the new meeting, new board to order. Congratulations, everybody. The new board is seated, and we will call the roll.
Marevka.
Here.
Jones.
Here.
March.
Here.
Parker.
Here.
Ham.
Here.
Bowden.
Here.
New business. Item A, proclamation proclaiming May as Motorcycle Awareness Month. Whereas the members of the Gold Wing Road Riders Association, GWRRA Motorist Awareness Program of Illinois and other organizations continually promote motorcycle safety, education, and awareness programs to the general public and to the motorist community of Illinois, and whereas motorcycle riding is a popular form of recreation and transportation for thousands of people across the state and nation, and whereas it is crucial that the citizens of our city and state be aware of motorcycles on the roadways and recognize the importance of motorcycle safety, and whereas state and motorcycle organizations across this country will be conducting a variety of activities to promote motorist awareness and safely sharing the road with motorcycles, and will be reminding riders to be more visible to others, and whereas the Motorcyclists of Illinois have contributed countless volunteer hours to their communities, and whereas all motorists should join GWRRA MAP of Illinois in actively promoting the safe operation of motorcycles, as well as promoting motorcycle safety, education, and awareness. Therefore, I, Steve Cross, Mayor of Peotone, Illinois, do hereby proclaim May 1st, 2019 to May 31st, 2019 as Motorcycle Awareness Month and encourage motorcycle awareness and safe motoring for all. Motion to accept, adopt the proclamation. Second?
Second.
Motion by trustee Marevka, seconded by trustee Jones.
Marevka?
Yes.
Jones?
Yep.
March?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Ham?
Yes.
Bowden?
Yes.
Item B, reschedule May 27th, 2019 Committee of the Whole meeting and the regular village board meeting. May 27th, our next scheduled meeting is actually Memorial Day. So I would be of the thinking to have our meeting on Tuesday, the 28th, regular village board meeting at 7 PM, and just cancel the Committee of the Whole for this month. Anybody have any discussion or issue or questions or thoughts?
No,
Sounds good. I'll
So-
be out of town, but
Okay. So a motion to cancel the Committee of the Whole on May the 27th and reschedule the May 27th Village Board meeting to May 28th at 7 PM.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion by trustee Bowden, seconded by trustee Ham.
Bowden?
Yes.
Ham?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
March?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
Marevka?
Yes.
Item C, approval of map showing proposed sidewalk project locations for the ADA sidewalk grant.
Do you want me to go ahead?
Yeah.
Okay. This is for the DCEO, it's a state grant that the village received. Is it official, Amy? Or it's still,
I would say 99% official.
okay. So Bob looked at locations. This is for the ADA ramps and detectable warnings that go in the ramps. You know, like they're usually a red. The newer ones are red, plastic, the truncated domes. So this would be fixing the ramps and any curb and any, you know, sidewalk landing on top of in order to make them ADA compliant. So IDOT changes these slopes and requirements and pretty often, but all you can do is do them what they are now, and you know. So these, Bob kind of wanted to do one side of town, not jump around everywhere. So if you're talking about, it wouldn't be every single ramp in this area, but it'd be approximately estimated about 30 corners could be done, which would be about 60 ramps. So it wouldn't be the entire red area, but it'd be a good majority of it for the ramps in that area.
Over Route 50, are they gonna put sidewalks going right around there too? On Crawford Street? 'Cause I know there's no sidewalks there, because I know Tony's is right there, and then going back in there.
Are you talking about to cross Route 50?
Yeah.
You'd need a special permission and permit from IDOT, and they probably would not allow a crossing without a,
Without a stoplight?
yeah. But that was just kind of connecting the areas. But
Okay.
I think this is for removal and replacement. I don't think it's for new ramps.
Okay.
This all goes back to, it's several months ago. It was when, before Amy was here, it was when we were without an administrator, and I received a phone call from Lindsay Parkhurst's office saying we need a proposal. You know, we have this money, but we need a proposal in the next 2 days. And Troy and Bob and I sat down and kind of, you know, they mentioned a lot of ADA. It seemed like it was something that they were kind of pushing at that time, so that's why we kind of came up with this idea and put it forward. And so it seems
It's
like
good because it'll make your sidewalk programs going forward, you don't have to do all these ramps.
Right.
They're the most costly part of your sidewalk programs, doing the ramps, so.
What is the cost per ramp?
Obviously it varies, but what was I estimating? I think it was a $100,000 grant, and I said we could probably do about 32 of them.
$3,000.
That 32 corners, so really divided by two, because each corner has 2 ramps.
Oh.
So, I mean, it depends on if you need to lower, some of them need to be lowered to make the slopes right, so some of excavation are needed, the curb needs to be replaced, because it needs to be per IDOT's, depression for the curb, so.
It's got the curbs on each side, right,
Oh, you're talking about the side curbs on the sidewalk?
of the ramp?
That's kind of the new way that IDOT's been doing them. It's not required, it depends on the grades that are next to the ramp. In some situations, they're done, in some situations, they're not. If they're not needed, I know a lot of people are doing them no matter what, but I don't think they're necessary unless you need to match for grades.
They look more dangerous to me when you put somebody slip and falling.
Yeah, like that one out by Route 50
Yeah.
that's real high, that's an odd one for sure.
So Bob mentioned that maybe I don't know, he mentioned the federal government might be cracking down more on ADA compliance with these kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, with IDOT changing like what they require every couple of years, I mean, so does that mean like all the ones we've done in the past are not compliant now?
Yeah, I shouldn't say that, but they come out with new details, IDOT details. It seems like every few years. And a lot of
Yeah.
times there's little changes with, you need this slope or this landing
Right.
has to be here. So I mean, all the new ones we've done within the last 5 or even 10 years are probably very close, or it's
So what
really
the federal requirements
yeah,
are, okay.
it's really the ones that are the concrete and the ones, where the concrete's broken off
Yeah.
and it's not the actual dome. You need the
Right.
dome, not just the crosshatch and the concrete. And if they're too steep, obviously, or the cross slope's more than 2%.
Okay.
There was talk about a crackdown, or they wanted the villages to do an ADA transition plan, to have a plan moving forward to make every single one in town. I don't believe it's mandated, or if they're just not, it's not being enforced right now, but it might be something that they might make you do at some point, but
Yeah,
for
so
right
this will
now.
help.
Yeah.
When we have new subdivisions, will it be up to the developer they put the sidewalks in, on corner lots, will it be up to them to pay for the ADA compliant?
Yeah, that's my understanding. That'd be part of it depends I think in Peotone, the sidewalks don't go in until the house goes in. So it'd be whoever, is buying that house, it's part of their, I know in some towns, or some subdivisions, depends on the subdivision, the sidewalk goes in the whole way, but in Peotone, I think it's gapped, right?
It is.
So, but when the engineering plans are done, when the initial.
It's part of the escrow,
Okay.
right? I mean, it would be part of that.
Mhm.
But the corner lots would have to escrow more money to cover the.
Yeah.
Do we have an ordinance that covers older houses that don't have sidewalks to put them in, just to match this other stuff?
Like Joliet Road right there? Is that what
Just
you're
like
thinking
there's a
of?
50-year-old house that comes up for sale, it hasn't been on the market in 30 years, forcing them to join these nice sidewalks that we're making this investment in.
Well, they were using part of the sidewalk program every year where there were long stretches with no sidewalks to put them in there, which would
To fill
catch
some
a bunch
gaps.
of those older homes that didn't have any.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about that in the past. I believe Mantino
I think they do,
requires
yeah.
that, and so that we've just never implemented it. It's hard, I think we decided it's difficult to, because nobody really notifies the village that they sold their house, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard to police, how do we get our hands on money? How do you stop that sale from
Yeah.
going through, you know what I'm saying? How do you,
Couldn't you identify them and,
yeah, I don't know.
Name them or
I'm
something?
not sure how they do it
Yeah.
in other places, but I don't know, maybe you can, have you ever heard of that? If somebody sells the house, they don't have a sidewalk, you require them, to put the sidewalk in? Have you ever heard of anything like that?
You mean requiring somebody who's selling the house to put the sidewalk in?
Yeah,
Well, yes, I have heard about it.
yeah,
And there are villages that have ordinances that attempt to do that for the transfer of the real estate in order to grant an occupancy permit to a new buyer.
Right.
If you want to know my opinion about it, I would tell you, but we probably don't need to hear that in open session. The
Yeah.
general rule is that it should be something, with regard to the occupancy permits, it should be something that relates to the structural ability or the fitness of the property to be occupied. But we have a lot of them in some of the villages, everything to, you have to have all the closet doors fixed, there can't be any missing screens, da-da-da-da-da, down the line. So those ordinances are out there. You know, sidewalk's pretty expensive. You'll probably get, you know, some pushback from that.
Sure.
But, yes, it could be, it could be done.
We don't require transfer stamp when people sell a house.
No, but you require an occupancy permit for the person to come in, don't you?
Nope.
Well, then we could do an ordinance that did. I mean, that's, if you really wanted to.
Right.
Some of the villages have ordinances like that, even if somebody wants to rent it or to allow anybody else to live there, that there has to be an inspection by the inspector, you have to, the property has to be, you know, all of these things.
Yeah.
If challenged, you know, there's, the issues can be raised there.
Sure.
So I don't know if, you know, it's a good idea or not. There might be other ways to deal with it, but the answer to your question is yes, some villages do.
Yeah.
Well, just would make the point, if we're gonna invest $100,000 to make the sidewalks more accessible, maybe we should work on the west side where there's more contiguous already. I mean, what good is a wheelchair ramp if you can't go to the next block anyway, because there's no existing sidewalk? I mean, just a thought.
To add on to that, I think the reason we're trying to get these approved is because IDOT's making us do environmental survey. So we want to know the locations. They need to kind of be decided before we submit that in order to move forward with the grant. I mean, if the bigger area we submit, the bigger area, there's a chance for they're going to find some sort of environmental thing that's going to have to be fixed, because when it's local money, you do it. When it's IDOT's money, they make you look at everything, historic and environmental. So that's kind of why we're trying to get an area, but if, you know,
But
it's
put
up to
a-
the village if they want to, you know, do a bigger
$3,000
area.
ramp, or, and then in 100 yards, there's no sidewalk to
Yeah.
utilize the ramp, it seems
Yeah.
foolhardy.
I don't think that there's any more open spots on the east side of town compared to the west side of the tracks. I mean, there's a lot of open spots on the west side too.
There is.
So, yeah, I don't have a problem with it staying on where they drew it, but, I mean, I'm all for it. I mean, that's what we're always pushing for, is to, you know, put some new sidewalks in. Like this year, we're putting in sidewalks on West Street that'll go all the way out to the fire station that's never had a sidewalk before, and then at the school, the junior high, we're putting in a sidewalk on the south side of Garfield that never had a sidewalk, so that'll allow kids to walk on a sidewalk all the way around the school there.
We can bring that sidewalk map maybe next time, in next meeting.
Yeah, I thought
for
we would have
everybody
that,
to
yeah.
see.
Can we try to get this grant again next year also?
This isn't really this is, like I said, it was more kind of, I mean, it is a grant, but it was more money that was available at that time that they were trying to earmark. And, I mean, there may be something there
Next year,
next time.
possibly.
But like I said, this was a phone call, we need this now, and
If you want to use it, right?
Yeah. so hopefully the next time we'll have a little more lead time too.
So do you need a motion?
Yeah, if there's no further discussion, a motion to approve the map showing the proposed sidewalk project locations for the ADA sidewalk grant.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion by trustee March, seconded by trustee Parker.
March.
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Ham?
Yes.
Bowden?
Yes.
Maravka?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
Let me just remind everyone, Memorial Day is the parade march out to the cemetery. This year, it'll travel down 2nd Street to Main and all the way to Route 50, and then zigzag on Route 50 to Corning and to the cemetery.
So we'll be going down 50?
They'll just, going down 50 from Main to Corning.
Corning.
Yeah, we'll keep that all secure, and
Okay.
that way we're not affected by whatever's going on in Corning, because you never know what's going to be there today, but that's a little more direct, and the
Right.
road's wider.
The west side, I mean, the east side will definitely be open. It's the west side. where there
Yeah,
might
so,
be some-
instead of trying to just zigzag around here like we've done in
Mm-hmm.
the past, we're just gonna take it straight down Main Street. And the
Good.
Legion's, it's on our Facebook pages, and they put it on their Facebook and all that, so that that part is done.
Good,
That's all I want to say.
thank you, chief. Questions of the press? Anything else from the board before we go to executive session? Okay, if not, a motion to go into executive session to review executive session minutes for possible release.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Motion by trustee Parker, second by trustee, is it Bowden? Ham. You guys sound much better.
Parker?
Yes.
Ham?
Yes.
Bowden?
Yes.
March?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
Maravka?
Yes.
We will go into executive session.
The other day when I got that app, you know, the circles all on it.
Yeah.
Was it supposed to be
War
roll?
pages, I forgot to turn it on.